Hello, I wanted to tell you guys something, and it's kind of... frick. There we go, much better. Not great, but better, much better than it was at first. Anyway, I have a grudge that I got against the scene. And what I mean by the scene, I mean people calling everything the scene. Like, I get that there's rap and everything. I mean, it has little, what I'm talking about has little to barely anything to do with the genre. I mean, it kind of does from the extent of my point of view, but like, just barely. I mean, like I said, it does, but it's more of just like, I get it, but you don't have to spread it to everywhere else. Maybe country, like, the exception of country, because it's gotten weird, especially with that Post Malone guy, at least at the time of me recording this. Well, anyway, what do I mean by that? I mean, like, they'll call, like, the rap scene I can understand because it sounds like a rap thing to say. But if you say the music scene, it doesn't make any sense to call anything the scene other than the rap scene. Like, even in hip hop, it just, like, calling it the hip hop scene does not make that much sense. Unless you're talking about a mostly rap artist. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, when I think music scene, I immediately think you're talking about rap. Like, that's what I go by default, because this calling everything the scene, from what I could tell and what I know, is mostly a rap thing to say. And I'm not like trying to be prejudiced with it. It's just, it's like, it gets annoying, you know? Like, have you ever seen a word where, it's common, it's always been around, but, like, people shift it and gain it to a new meaning where it loses its meaning, or even worse, it loses its meaning because people use it too much, people say it too much in that way. Like, bro, it it gets bad. Like, you're basically just making this word lose meaning, and people might go, "Oh, you're just saying that because of Little Wayne or something." Like, no, 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 no. This mostly just to do with, people who have, like, who are not even into rap at all, just using it all the time. With the exception of country, like I said at the beginning of this video, of course. But still, it's just like, man, dude. And when I mean dude, I mean men and women alike. I come from that generation, okay? I'm not trying to be sexist here. Anyway, you don't have to call everything a scene. You can just call everything the world, or that universe, or that era. Because now it's like, oh, this guy was the biggest basketball, let's say for like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was the biggest basketball player of his era. Like, that would be more normal to say, to be, he was the biggest basketball player of his scene. It just doesn't hit the same, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have the same meaning. Like, where is this bullcrap coming from? And I know it ain't coming from that Little Wayne guy. It's coming from somewhere, but I know it's not coming, like, I don't know if it started as a rap thing, but I associate it with that because it just makes sense. Like, calling the rap scene just makes sense because it's rap. But hip hop, you're either disgracing it or you're just mostly a rap fan. Because people who tend to call it that are either very strong country listeners, or they tend to listen to stuff like Tupac. You know, well, technically, but it's mostly just like people who like listen to freaking Future, some crap, something like that. I don't know. I mean, he ain't a terrible artist. It's just like you know who that fan base is, you know, like those kind of things. And then there's the other things and whatever. But it's just like, it gets on my mind. It gives me such a grudge. Like, bro, you didn't have to phrase it like that. I don't mind, like, I'm not trying to control language, but you're making it so hard for me not to want to do that. Like, some of you folks just make me want to control language. Like, that's how crappy you guys are doing it now. If you weren't this bad, I wouldn't be saying that. Now, it's not to say you're the most awful person on the planet. No, no, no. I just mean it gets pushed to the degree where it's like, I just don't want you to exist no more. Like, that's what makes me think in my thoughts in my head. Like, if you're pushing that point, like, some people are just like that by default. There's no other way to say buts, ifs, and ands. You're probably going to have at least one person where you're like, you wish you could just destroy them off the earth, but you can't. But now it's like, it's to the point with these things that I just want to do it to everyone. And I know it's not my health, and I know it's not my mental health, because I've checked those things before, and I'm actually very healthy for someone like me. So, yeah, it's not that. And so I looked everywhere else, and it wasn't really those things. And it all goes down somewhere along the line. I don't know if I'm getting it wrong. I don't know if I'm getting it right. I don't know if, like I said, somewhere in the middle of the line. But it all traces down to people saying, the scene this, the scene that. Like, bro, why don't you just call it era or world or something that sounds more normal to say? Okay? That sounds like you actually know what you're talking about. Alright? And like I said, it's not like it has no uses. Calling rap the rap scene, makes sense. But calling chess the chess scene, or math the math scene, like when somebody gets really good at math, they call it the math scene. Like, bro, either you're really into rap or you just heard it, thought it would be cool, but it's not. Like, bro, you do realize when you talk like that, people are going to hold grudges a lot more against you than they normally would. Don't get me wrong, people will hold grudges against you regardless if you say that or not. But my guy, my girl, whoever is watching this, just to let you know, you're gonna crank that up to 10 degrees just by doing that. Like, that grudge that they hold. Like, there's reasons why people will just absolutely hate you for no reason. Because it might seem like no reason at first until you go, oh, they hate me because I talk in a way where you know you can control it. Like, with the way people say it, it's like they know, they just know they're pissing people off or something. I'm not that kind of guy. I don't go around saying, seen this, seen that. That's what weird motherfuckers do, okay? Either weird motherfuckers or people who don't know how to use the English language very well. Like, you could, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to control language. But like I said earlier in this video, you're just like this close from making me want to. But still, I'm not trying to hold a grudge, but like, motherfucker, like, you are just Not you personally, not the specific person on the video. I'm talking about the people who put this, seen that, seen this. So if you're the person who put the seen this everywhere, you probably know it too. Cause it's your own mess, man, not mine. That's not my fucking mess. If it was my responsibility, I would change it like that. But it's not. It is not my responsibility, man. Like, niggas are just... These niggas know that they fucked up. That's all I gotta say about this. But, like, hey, man, I don't know. But yeah. Just leave it with rap, man. Just leave it with rap. And anyways, speaking of music, I'm thinking of talking about some music-related topics next video. Or maybe just doing it directly after this video, so, yeah, I probably will. Anyways, see you guys later, and who knows, maybe I'll post 2 videos in the same day, if you're watching this at the time of release. But yeah, see you later. Bye!